Back when I had more time on my hands, before kids, I used to be a volunteer tutor for Barnardos, and aside from whatever time and patience the kids got from me, what I got from them was being introduced to the world of YA literature, and it's where I discovered and loved the source material for this 2010 film and 2016 miniseries. Tomorrow, When the War Began, was first a single book and then a series from writer John Marsden. And the first book in the series racked up around 3 million sales since it was released in 1993. The books are wonderful. They imagine the invasion and occupation of Australia by a foreign power. Marsden never specifically gives them too many defining details. It's told in first person by Ellie, who's a teen who has been camping up in the hinterland behind their town when the country is invaded, and so they become a thorn in the side of the invaders, who have most of their parents and loved ones held in an internment camp at the local showgrounds. They can be a useful resistance because these are kids from the country, from farms. They're familiar with firearms and explosives and other practical things. In Stuart Beattie's 2010 adaptation, Ellie is played by Caitlin Stacey, and her teenage friends include Rachel Hurd Wood, Lincoln Lewis, Chris Pang, Phoebe Tonkin. Some of these guys have decent careers these days. Chris Pang was in Crazy Rich Asians. Rachel Hurd Wood was in Pan. Phoebe Tonkin was just in Boy Swallows Universe. She was terrific. This was pretty early career for most of them, and so some of the film reviews pointed out, quite rightly I think, the weakness in the performance generally. In the novels, Marsden leaves ambiguity about the invaders, so the story doesn't become about race relations, but Stuart Beattie couldn't get away with that. He instead makes the invaders a coalition of Asian nations. The film and the books bear more than a passing resemblance to the American film Red Dawn. I really like the 2010 film. It did okay business at the Aussie box office, but it really didn't score anything internationally, which was probably going to be necessary to fund any sequels. A real pity, because there was years of source material in the Marsden books had it become a film franchise. A bunch of press releases are out there from 2010 about the pre-production of film number 2, but it just never came to fruition. In a cast reunion interview, it is revealed that Beattie did write treatments for a number of sequel films, and also that hopeful actors Margot Robbie, Emily Browning, and Mia Wasikowska auditioned and didn't make the cut. A different production company picked up the rights and made a 6-episode miniseries in 2016 with Molly Daniel as Ellie. Directed by Brendan Maher for ABC TV. You can see it on Stan in Australia. Just like they keep remaking that same Spider-Man origin story over and over again, the producers of this miniseries could have picked up where the feature film left off. Instead, they just decided to remake that first book again. The series didn't rate well, and so production on future seasons was cancelled. I still think there is life in these books, and maybe someday just the right team will come along. I think the folk who made the current season of Heartbreak High get that teens in peril tone just right. If someone would just sling them $20 million, we'd have a game.